Well, an early morning to you from Montana. This is Julie, and today I am heading off to my substitute teaching job. And that brought me to mind that I want to talk to you guys about having a job with chronic illness. So let's get going. I'm at the school, and I've got about a half hour before classes start. I'm teaching math today. Well, I'm not really teaching. I'm subbing for a math teacher today. I'm not really a math teacher, but this is one of the things that I do, and it does take a lot out of me. I usually have to recover the next day, but it's not an everyday thing. So that's why I do continue to substitute teach. But I have been looking at other jobs. But what do you do when you have chronic illnesses and you need to have a job? So let me know below what you do if you have chronic illnesses or if you have ideas. Let's get going. All right, I've got a break period. I'm sitting on the floor because I want to be anonymous. I don't want to show any of the classroom. Just keep things confidential for finding a job with chronic illnesses. Now, I'm talking, and maybe other debilitating illnesses that, you might have. So for me, I've got rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren's, Raynaud's, type 1 diabetes, and I'm still in the development of figuring out treatments. So I could be better, I could be worse, I don't know. But drop me below what your chronic diseases are, or what other things that could keep you from having a regular job. So I did some research on this because the post office wanted me to apply. They were just looking for someone to just fill in when they wanted vacation and stuff. And I thought, hey, that's great. They described the job. You would fill in maybe weekend here or there. And it didn't look like a lot. And they said they would be people to help lift because I, can't lift very much. And then I went to apply. Government at work, it's a really long process. Did my application online, and outright I was denied because I think there's two questions I answered. One was, are you something about able to be on your feet and lift and work and stuff all day long? And I'm thinking that that's probably for carriers or for people who are packing up stuff. And I just said no. Honestly, I can't. And the other one was, how much can you lift? It was 35 and 70 pounds. I said no to the 70. I said yes to the 35, even though I probably should have said no. So I think those two questions zapped they just automatically said you can't work here. And at first I was like, they said at the post office they would help me. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought that, well, if something happened and they had a different postmaster or different people working there, I would say, my application I said yes. So I just need to be honest about that. I can't even get a part-time job at the post office when I answer the questions honestly. And so I started to look at jobs. We found jobs with chronic illness. And there did pop up a few sites that help you to find jobs. And they're specifically for people who have chronic illnesses, disabilities, and stuff. I'm not going to drop any links below because I don't know about them, but if you're interested, I'm sure just with a Google search, you can look up some and do your own research. So there are some resources out there like that. But the things that they suggested you look for are things that are flexibility with your schedule, not physically taxing, and you have employees who are, just able to work with your schedule of being able to be on and off and stuff. So that's basically a no-brainer, but how do you find them? So what they suggest are jobs that are online. So where you could be maybe an online assistant, maybe you could just be doing work that isn't dependent on time. So if you do a call center at home, you may have to, what if you wake up and you're in extreme pain or fatigue and it takes all that you can do to get out of the bed? That's going to be trouble. Maybe you can do it, but if so, basically try not to have something that has to have strict time. And they also suggested there not to have a job that started early in the morning, which I'm like, thank you. That was validation for me because the longer this chronic stuff goes on, the later I sleep in the morning. And it has been emphasized over and over throughout my life that In order to be a good productive person, you need to get up early in the morning. You need to be up at the crack of dawn before everybody gets up. To be a good wife, a good mother, a good employee, you need to be up and get things done before everyone else gets up, so you can start your day. I have tried that, and usually an hour after I get up, I have to go back to bed. So that was really nice to be validated that, yeah, it's okay to find a job that fits your sleep schedule. Because for me, oftentimes I'm up later at night because I go to bed. My husband goes to bed early because he has, a job that he needs to be up at certain times. And then I often wait till he falls asleep. I'll get up and do a few more things, and then I sleep in the morning. It's just my natural way it's always been that way for me. So anyways, so they suggest, things to help, just if you are a morning person and you have chronic illnesses, that's fine, but just to go with whatever your sleep pattern is, so you're not forcing yourself to get going at times that it's going to be hard on your body. It's hard enough dealing with all these things than having to force your body to do things if you can help it. And another thing is that, the big benefit of wanting to have a full-time job is the health benefits, to have insurance, because we need insurance. We have a lot of doctor's appointments. We've got a lot of meds. We've got a lot of tests. I feel like I'm at the one kind of clinic or another every week. It isn't, but it feels like it. I just went yesterday. I'm going again next week. I went earlier this month. Different doctors, different reasons. So all of that, and plus when you have chronic stuff, you need to be going to the dentist, to the eye doctor, and the other stuff. I was referred to physical therapy and other things. So you might get referred to other places as well. So you need that insurance, and you need money to pay for it. It's rough. I know, having these chronic illnesses. It's like everybody else gets a head start, and then you can start. So there's an analogy for you. And when you start running, you really aren't running. You're slowly walking. Maybe you have a cane or a walker. Okay, so we can take that analogy and go with it. So back to jobs. I was thinking a lot about this jobs for myself. And it's obvious for me that I am not going to have a regular go to a workplace kind of thing. Because another thing that happens is whenever I have a day of work or a day of going out and do stuff, the next day I have to take it easy and rest. And, it's not like I'm laying on the bed all day, but I'm maybe just doing slow things and, at my own pace and my own energy level. And usually the day before, especially if I'm substitute teaching like today, I will try to take it easy as well so I can get through that day. So it makes it really hard to be able to hold a full-time job. And even to think about driving out, because I live 45 minutes from the nearest anything that would have a job. And so for me, just the drive is a drain. So, if you live in town or you take public transport, might find it easier to get somewhere, or you have like a bus or mobility unit that comes by. That's great. Take advantage of it. But for me, it's just, I have to drive it. I've been thinking about how I am very fortunate to have a husband who has a full-time job with really good health care. So for now, I don't have to worry about that. If anything should happen to his job, it's going to get difficult. And if anything happened to him. So on the other hand, I want to also So that's why I'm picking up the online selling and my shop booth, and I'm evaluating what it does financially for us. The shop booth, for as much work I was giving that 6 months, and so I think it's in February or March where I will review it. So basically what I'm going for is the online sales. And there's other things you can do. You could do stock photo selling. You could, be a assistant to somebody. You could do a lot of data entry. There's all kinds of online jobs now. So that's like a lot of thinking of how in the world do people do it when they are their own, if you don't have a choice. That I'm so sorry if you do, because it is hard. I'm sure that there are some days when you do everything you can to get up and go into work. I'm just here to say that there may be some alternatives for you. And if you get a job online or something with some company that you can work from home, with flexible hours, as long as you get your job done, you might be better off and you might still get benefits. So just to say, I would love to know what kind of jobs you do with, if limited mobility, chronic illness, whatever you have going on, and what works for you and what helps you to keep going. And yeah, so that's my talk for you today. So I have about a half hour before the next class comes in, and yeah, I'll talk to you afterwards. Just taking a minute on my drive to admire the Beartooth Mountains. I haven't seen them like this for months because of all the snow. Or not snow, sorry, all the smoke. Now we have snow on them again. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And look, there's clouds coming over the mountains. I don't know how much you can see because I can see them very clearly, but I know through the lens they get smaller. But just take my word for it, they are majestic. So I am back home. It's actually the next morning. And I probably don't, I don't look put together because I'm not. I woke up today with the worst pain in my knees and my hips and my back that I've had for a long time. And I think it's because of the stairs in the school. It is a very old school, and all of the bathrooms and the lunchroom are on the bottom floor, like the basement floor. And in order to get to the classrooms that I'm at, and the office is on the top floor, which is 3 flights of stairs. And I only did it twice. I didn't drink a lot of water because I didn't want to have to go downstairs to the bathroom very much. So I went up the stairs for going up to the classroom, and I did another going down to the restroom at lunchtime. And I ate my lunch upstairs in the classroom. It's not like a hard job. I mean, what do? I just basically stand in front of the kids and say, hey, I'm your substitute teacher. Here's what you do today. And then just let them do their stuff and just make sure that they're not playing games and talking too much. And that's it. And they're pretty good kids overall. And in the meantime, what I did was I worked on editing some of my videos. So I got 3 videos edited. It's not a highly stressful job. Physically taxing. The biggest physical thing was going up those stairs. And I have trouble going up and down my stairs in my house, down to the basement where our washer and dryer are. And I don't do that every day. I don't know. I think I'm worse than I was last year, because last year I would get tired, yeah, but I wasn't sore to the point of today. And today I'm going around the house with my new cane friend. And it's the first time I've ever used it in the house. Of course, I've only just recently gotten it. I don't know, guys. I don't know how I can do a job. I don't really want to get disability because I'm hopeful that I will get better, but I'm only getting worse. And I'm trying to do this online stuff, and maybe that's the key for me. It's going to be different for everybody and how you're doing. And I know that with autoimmune diseases, it can take years to get it all diagnosed and treated. Good treatment plan. But what am I going to do in the meantime before they figure everything out and how to treat me? So anyways, I guess I'm just feeling frustrated and tired and really sore today. That is the real struggle. And I know there's some of you out here who are much worse than me, that you probably couldn't even think of going out to a job or even a substitute job where there's any stairs at all, or even to be able to get out of bed, get out of the house every day. So we're all at our different stages, and so I would really love if our community here can help each other and post below some of the job types that you think would be good, and maybe some resources, and maybe even if you're on disability, how do you do that? Because I'm starting to think about it. I just don't want to be that kind of person that relies on the government for funding, but it's getting really difficult. So anyways, I'm sorry to end this on a downer. It's just the reality of what I'm living with, and not every day is a good day when you have autoimmune and chronic diseases. You've seen plenty of days when I am more upbeat and better and more functional. So go watch one of those if you want to see that. So thank you so much for coming along on this journey today, and I hope that you have a joyful day. All right, friends, I'm doing one last update because I am feeling a little bit better. It is the afternoon now, and after a little resting up, what I did is I put on those Vox Socks, and after about half hour, I got up out of my chair in my office, and I could walk without the aches and pains I had in my feet before. So I don't know if it was socks, and I don't know if it's just because I had enough rest, but that was a really big change, and I usually don't change that fast. So, okay, I'm going to do an experiment on these Vox Socks. So they say to wear them for a month and then to see if you're improved. What I'm going to do is I am going to try them for a month and then let you know, because they sound weird. They say it goes down to the neurological level. It sounds hokey. It sounds like, it's just a placebo. So I'm just going to do a 30-day experiment. I mean, worst comes to worst, I just have 2 new pairs of socks. So I just want to close with that. And I am able to move around a little bit. I ran the dishwasher. Woohoo! And now I'm sitting here in the living room listing postcards on eBay. Thanks so much for watching. And I would love to hear what you guys do to help you feel better too. And sending you lots of love and support for those chronic disease warriors out there. And have a joyful day. Goodbye.